Every 37 seconds, an elderly person suffers a heart attack or stroke caused by circulation problems. Problems that, in many cases, could be avoided with a simple change in breakfast. Research by the Society of Cardiology reveals an alarming fact. Almost 90% of Brazilians over 60 years old consume at least one food daily that is silently damaging their arteries. And the worst part, most people don't even suspect it. If you are over 60 and watching this video, there is a very good chance that you are consuming 3 or more of these dangerous foods every day, without knowing. Part 1. A cardiologist's warning. I have been a cardiologist for over 20 years and have treated thousands of patients with serious circulation problems. Believe me, many of them started with seemingly harmless foods in their daily lives. You may have noticed swelling in your legs, tingling in your hands and feet, or a constant tiredness that seems to have no explanation. But today, you're going to find out exactly what are the 6 foods that most harm your circulation. And best of all, how to replace them with tasty, healthy options that can help regenerate your blood vessels in just a few weeks. Part 2. Call to action. Before I reveal these foods that may be affecting your health and independence, I have a quick favor to ask. If you care about your circulatory health, leave your like on this video. If you are not yet registered, click subscribe now so you don't miss out on upcoming medical breakthroughs that could literally save your life. And tell me in the comments, have you felt numbness or tingling in your extremities lately? Your participation here is very important. It helps us to continue researching and bringing information that truly transforms lives. Part 3. The Health Community. Every week, I receive exciting messages from people who have turned things around and changed their circulatory health with the tips I share here. That's why we created a community of conscious adults who chose it with health, autonomy, and energy. If you also want to be part of this family, sign up now. It's free, fast, and could be the first step for you. Regain the vitality he had at 40. Part 4. The Truth About Poor Circulation. Poor circulation is silent, but it can be devastating. According to the Brazilian Society of Cardiology, more than 12 million Brazilians over 60 years old suffer from peripheral arterial disease, often caused by harmful eating habits. Symptoms appear gradually: cold feet, night cramps, wounds that take a long time to heal, and that inexplicable tiredness. Many people think this is normal for their age, but it's not. Aging doesn't have to be synonymous with suffering. Part 5. The Price of Poor Circulation. When circulation worsens, it's not just health that suffers. You lose the freedom to walk, to drive, to play with your grandchildren. Autonomy is lost and often, the joy of living. I see this in the eyes of patients who come to the office feeling like prisoners of their own bodies. They regret not having acted sooner. But you can still do something right now, and totally change your reality. Part 6. The Hope That Transforms. Here's the best part. Your circulation can be restored. Your arteries can be unclogged. Your energy and vitality can return, no matter your age. In the next few minutes, I will reveal the 6 foods that are sabotaging your circulatory health. And most importantly, I will show you how to replace them with tasty, affordable alternatives that help restore your quality of life. Don't leave the video. This information could change everything for you and your family. Part 7. Transforming your vascular health in just 30 days. Get ready, because what you're about to discover could add years of healthy life and independence in your future. Let's start with first villain in your circulation: processed meats, such as bacon, sausage, ham, and hot dogs. That bacon for breakfast, which seems harmless, may be clogging your arteries with every bite. A study by the University of São Paulo showed that only 50 grams of processed meat per day already increase in up to 72% the risk of circulatory problems. These foods are loaded with sodium nitrate, a preservative that, when digested, directly inflames the lining of your arteries. Furthermore, the excess of salt in these meats forces the heart to work twice as hard. And after the age of 60, when the kidneys no longer filter sodium as before, this causes fluid retention, high blood pressure, and more strain on the circulatory system. Part 8. Real Case. Maria Helena. Maria Helena Santos, 67 years old, from Belo Horizonte, came to me with severe pain in her legs when walking. She believed she was eating well with eggs and bacon every morning. But the tests showed 85% of arteries in the legs are blocked. We completely cut processed meats from our diet, and in 6 weeks, she could already walk 2 kilometers without pain. She told me something I never forgot. "Doctor, it's like I've got my life back. Now I can run around the yard with my grandchildren without fear of stopping in the middle of the road." Part 9. Real Benefits of Change. Eliminating processed meats can bring surprising results in a short time. Reduction of up to 60% of inflammation in the arteries in 4 weeks. It remains natural blood pressure between 15 and 20 points. Improved peripheral circulation in just 30 days. Visible reduction in swelling in legs and ankles in 2 weeks. More energy and disposition to walk, exercise and live with quality. Want a smart breakfast swap? Replace bacon with grilled salmon or canned sardines with omega-3. If you are on a tight budget, opt for boiled eggs with avocado and cherry tomatoes, a tasty, nutritious combination full of good fats. And if you have difficulty with mobility, good quality canned fish are also a practical and nutritious alternative. Part 10. The second enemy, soft drinks and sweetened beverages. But be careful, the next food is even more common and dangerous. It is present in the routine of 94% of elderly Brazilians. We are talking about the soft drinks and industrialized juices with sugar or artificial sweeteners. A single can of soda contains enough sugar to assault your arteries for up to 6 hours. Researchers at UFRJ discovered that regular consumption of these drinks can reduce circulatory function by up to 40% in people over 60 years of age.
The reason?
The refined sugar generates spikes in blood glucose, leading to a process called glycation. In this process, sugar sticks to the walls of the arteries, making them rigid and narrow, creating a perfect terrain for plaques and clots. In addition, excess sugar generates free radicals, unstable molecules that attack blood vessel cells, preventing them from expanding and contracting properly. Part 11, Real Case, Roberto Silva. Roberto Silva, 72 years old, from Porto Alegre, was drinking 3 cans of diet soda a day, thinking it was a healthier option. But he started to develop foot ulcers that would not heal and felt tingling in the hands. We found that the artificial sweeteners were inflaming the most delicate vessels in your body. We gradually replaced soft drinks with lemon water and hibiscus tea, which are rich in antioxidants. In just 8 weeks, the wounds healed and the sensitivity in the hands was completely restored.
Roberto told me,
"Doctor, I had no idea that soda was slowly killing me. Today, at 72, I have more energy than I did at 65. Part 12. Benefits of cutting out sugary drinks. If you eliminate soda and artificial juices from your life, you can expect stabilization of blood glucose levels, drastic reduction of inflammation in the vessels, significant improvement in circulation, and more energy to enjoy life as you deserve.
Part 13. Benefits of cutting out soda.
If you stop consuming sugary drinks, the results appear quickly. In 72 hours, there is already reducing inflammation throughout the body. In 2 weeks, you notice improvement in wound healing. In 3 weeks, there is lower risk of clot formation. And in 6 weeks, your arteries become more flexible and healthier. Replace soft drinks with water with lemon, orange or cucumber slices, natural and refreshing flavor. Unsweetened iced teas, such as green tea and hibiscus, are rich in antioxidants that protect your arteries. If you miss the gas, try natural sparkling water with a few drops of lemon, is a healthy and enjoyable alternative. To save, prepare homemade teas in large quantities and keep in the refrigerator. If you have reduced mobility, keep a water bottle always nearby, and use a straw if that's more practical. Eliminate sugary drinks. It's a simple change, but that makes an impressive difference in your vascular health. Part 14. Third enemy, white bread and refined pasta. But be careful, the third dangerous food may be disguised as healthy. We are talking about white breads and pastas made with refined flour. That French bread for breakfast, so traditional, turns into pure sugar in your blood in just 15 minutes. The same effect as eating 4 spoons of refined sugar. Brazilian research shows that refined carbohydrates are behind 31% of cases of poor circulation in the elderly. When you consume white bread, regular pasta or crackers, your body breaks these foods down quickly into glucose, provoking violent spikes in blood sugar. This requires continuous effort from your pancreas to release insulin, until the organism becomes resistant to this hormone, what paves the way for diabetes and inflames the arteries. These foods also raise the triglycerides, a type of fat that makes the blood thicker and makes circulation difficult.
Part 15. Real Case, Dorothy Oliveira.
Dorothy Oliveira, 69 years old, from Salvador, was active and took daily walks. His routine included French bread with jam for breakfast, finding it to be a light and healthy option. Over time, he began to feel extreme fatigue after hiking and pain in the calves. The tests revealed very high triglycerides and problems with circulation in the legs. We made one simple change. We cut out refined carbohydrates and we put it in place whole foods and more protein for breakfast. In 4 weeks, she not only started walking again, but increased the distance effortlessly.
She told me,
"Doctor, who would have thought that swapping white bread for whole wheat bread would make such a difference? I feel like my body has rejuvenated 10 years. Part 16. Benefits of cutting out refined pastas and breads. If you eliminate refined carbohydrates from your diet, you will notice stable energy throughout the day, without that tiredness after meals. Reduction of up to 25% in triglyceridis in just 4 weeks. Improved insulin sensitivity in 6 weeks. Decreased arterial inflammation in just 30 days. Increased physical resistance for walking, climbing stairs and doing everyday tasks. Replace white bread with 100% wholemeal denser rye bread. Prefer pasta integralser, try versions made from zucchini or eggplant. For breakfast, the thick rolled oats is excellent and nutritious. And if the budget is tight, buy whole grains in bulk, such as quinoa, barley and brown rice. If you have difficulty cooking every day, prepare large portions on Sunday and freeze in individual containers. Eliminate white breads and refined pastas will transform your energy, circulation and quality of life. Part 17, Fourth Dangerous Food, Margarines and Trans Fats. The fourth dangerous food is present in the table of almost every elderly person and may be creating silent clots in the arteries, every day. We are talking about margarines and trans fats. The margarine you spread on your bread in the morning may be, without you realizing it, creating microscopic clots in your arteries with each use. Researchers from Federal University of Sao Paulo discovered that only 2 grams of trans fat per day, the equivalent of a teaspoon of margarine, increase the risk of circulatory problems by 150%. These trans fats are artificial creations, produced by transforming liquid vegetable oils into solids through a process called hydrogenation. Your body does not recognize these artificial molecules, and when they enter the bloodstream, they cause intense inflammation in the artery walls. And there's more. Trans fats increase bad cholesterol, LDL, reduce good cholesterol, HDL, and yet make the blood stickier, facilitating the formation of clots that can obstruct arteries in the heart, brain or legs. Part 18, Real Case, Antonio Ferreira. Antonio Ferreira, 74 years old, from Recife, has always been careful with his diet. But I had a daily habit. I spread margarine on toast in the morning, finding it to be healthier than butter. Over time, he began to feel chest pain even to the climbing stairs. The tests revealed inflamed coronary arteries and dangerously high levels of bad cholesterol. The solution was simple and powerful. We completely eliminated margarine and we introduced good fats, avocado and extra virgin olive oil. In 12 weeks, Antonio was not only freed from chest pains, but also started cycling again, something he hadn't done since his youth. He told me, "Doctor, for 20 years I used margarine thinking it would take care of my heart. And ironically, it was doing exactly the opposite." Part 19, Benefits of Eliminating Trans Fats. When you eliminate trans fats from your diet, the benefits are powerful. Up to 50% reduction in arterial inflammation in 6 weeks. Improves cholesterol, increasing the good and reducing the bad, in 8 weeks. Less stickiness of the blood, i.e. lower risk of clots, in just 4 weeks. Real reduction in the risk of heart attack and stroke in 30 days. Improved endothelial function, the inner lining of the arteries, in 10 weeks. Want practical replacements? Use mashed avocado bread, with a little lemon and sea salt. Try extra virgin olive oil as a base for seasoning salads or vegetables. For cooking, prefer olive oil or coconut oil. If you are going to use butter, use real butter, in moderation, which is infinitely better than margarine. If your budget is tight, buy the still green avocado, which is cheaper, and let it ripen at home. You can also prepare avocado paste with lemon and store in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. Eliminating margarine is like remove a silent poison off its circulation. Part 20, Call to Action and Transition. It's amazing how something as common as margarine can do so much harm to your arteries, it is not? But before we reveal the last and most important dangerous food, I want to ask you something. If this information is being valuable to you and can help someone you love, show your support by liking this video. Reduction of systemic inflammation by up to 70% in 8 weeks. Improved peripheral sensitivity. Lower insulin resistance in 6 weeks. Regeneration of endothelial function, the inner lining of the vessels, within 12 weeks. Practical tip. Read labels. Avoid any product with more than 5 ingredients. Make your own sauces with olive oil, vinegar and herbs. Choice unsweetened natural yogurt and add fresh fruit. Always prefer food in nature. On a tight budget? Buy basic ingredients and cook at home. If you have reduced mobility, freeze sauces and seasonings in ice cube trays. This makes everyday life easier without compromising your health. Part 28, Powerful Conclusion. Now you know the 6 silent foods that sabotage your circulation. Processed meats that inflame your arteries. Sugary drinks that stiffen your vessels. Refined carbohydrates that thicken your blood. Trans fats that favor clots. Refined salt that burdens your heart. Hidden sugars that deteriorate your vascular system. But most importantly, you also learned how to replace them with delicious and healthy alternatives that go. Regenerate your circulation. Restore your energy. And give back your independence. These aren't just dietary changes. They are life decisions, which can literally add healthy years to your future. Part 29, Inspirational Final Message. Remember, your body has an incredible ability to regenerate itself. It doesn't matter how old you are. Every food choice from today on is a chance to heal, strengthen, and live better. You don't need to change everything at once. Start with one food per week. Build new habits, little by little. Your circulation, your heart and your family will thank you. I really hope that these discoveries transform your life, or the life of someone you love deeply. As a cardiologist, there is nothing more rewarding than seeing someone regain their health with practical and applicable medical information. If you've watched this far, it's because values your health. And that fills me with pride. To continue receiving reliable scientific content, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell. You will be the first to know medical strategies that really make a difference. It's never too late to start living better. Your circulation can be regenerated. Your energy can come back. And your independence can last for many, many years. Until our next meeting. Take care of yourself with affection, wisdom, and a lot of medical knowledge.